Welcome to the Mindful Practice Podcast, short practices for a healthy mind and a healthy life. This is a 15-minute mindfulness meditation from Boyce, Editor-in-Chief of Mindful.
The first place to start is with spending a bit of time in a relaxed way on the posture. So we begin with our seat. We're seated on the cushion or a chair, and our legs are either crossed in front of us, or if we're seated in a chair, they're touching the ground. The bottoms of our feet are touching the ground. On a cushion, our legs can be simply crossed in front of us, or they could be in a lotus posture or a half lotus posture. The point about our seat and our legs is just to have a base to be supported. Nothing special about it. So then what's happening with our torso, our upper body? The upper body is upright but not stiff. Our hands can rest on our thighs in front of us with our upper arms parallel to our upper body. So they're just resting there. Our eyes can be open or closed, and our gaze is slightly down, just a slight feeling of humbleness about that. And with the gaze down, we're slightly focused inward. Our mouth can be just slightly open or closed. So that's a practice in itself, just taking the time, taking the luxury to establish our posture. Now, if you have various bodily issues, you just need to make adjustments for those. So now we pay attention to the breath as it comes in and goes out. The nice thing about the breath is that it's reliable. It's always going to be there if we're alive. Sharon Salzberg talks about the importance of faith. Many people talk about trust. It's a very simple type of faith or trust that something is going to continue to be there. As you find yourself lost in thought and you notice that, because you have trust in the breath, you know that it'll be there when you bounce off that thought and come back to the breath. Now we'll just practice in silence for 2 minutes. As we come back to and notice our breath, we're also noticing our body. So it's a kind of a whole body experience, resting our attention on the breath. We can also feel the temperature in the room and appreciate our ability to sense the world, that we are a sensory mechanism. The world touches us. We have an interplay going on with the world. That's something we can appreciate. Pleasure and pain come from that sensing of the world. Now we'll just practice in silence for 1 minute. So we're taking time to be present and to develop presence. Presence meaning able to be present for whatever comes up or down. Could be very intense thoughts, complicated cognitive thoughts. How did the world begin? Why are we still driving so many cars? Who invented the car anyway? How do cars work? It can be cognitive, random thoughts like that. Or it could be intense emotional thoughts. Emotional thoughts carry with them a lot of color and a lot of energy, feeling of movement in the body. I hate that. I love that. Lots of feeling tone to those thoughts. They can be persistent. They keep coming up, no matter how many times we go back to the breath. Or thoughts could be just about simple sensations, an itch in your toe. Now, we'll just practice in silence for 3 minutes. Mindfulness is an equal opportunity process. Whatever comes up, we just notice it and come back. And if it comes up again in another shape or form, we notice it and come back. There's a certain amount of simplicity and dullness about that, but over time that dullness becomes natural relaxation. There's a feeling of strength that comes from being able to be present with whatever arises and not being so inclined to run from it. Some people like to use the slogan, the present is pleasant, but that's not really true necessarily. The present can contain whatever is present in that moment. If a family member has just died, it's not going to be particularly pleasant. And taking a moment to meditate will be about being with that, not trying to create a pleasant experience for yourself. Usually, we're trying to get something out of an experience. In this case, paradoxically, we're just trying to be with rather than trying to get something out of it. Now, we'll just practice in silence for 4 minutes. As we notice thoughts again and again in meditation practice, the thoughts begin to have less solid substance to them. They can feel less like something we have to fight with. we can have an appreciation that they're not facts. They're just formulations that emerge in the mind, and that beneath them is some kind of presence and awareness that continues, whatever thoughts may arise and dwell for a while and then go.